Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to another INFJ Ramble. Today I'm going to be talking about healing. I know I made another video on healing, but that's like healing yourself. I'm talking about like healing others. Um, First of all, let's make something really clear. You don't have the ability to heal others. Honestly. Like, I think healing occurs when you have a person who's ready to be healed. You know what I mean? Like it's not like for instance, like say like you practice Reiki, which is like energetic healing. Excuse me. I don't know. It seems like on a collective level, a lot of people's throat chakras are blocked, including mine. It's upgrading. Anytime you feel like you're getting sick or something, honestly, they've conditioned you to believe that you're sick, but you're literally just going through a transition. Yeah. And that's why like you get tired and that's why they tell you to get some rest because like your body is in the process of eliminating and upgrading itself, you know? And that takes time and that takes rest. Yeah, they've taught us that like when you feel uncomfortable, something's wrong. So I'm going to give you some medicine. And in some cases, yeah, sometimes you do need medicine. But let me tell you guys, I don't take medicine. And I think I have a pretty darn good immune system, honestly. I don't take prescription drugs. I haven't for years. I haven't seen doctors for years. Yeah, it's all about maintenance, man. You know, if you maintain yourself in such a way where like you don't your energy is clear and flowing and there's no blocks, then you normally don't have too much problems. It's as simple as that. What blocks our system is just like unhealthy consumption, honestly. And when I say unhealthy consumption, I'm not just talking food. You know, food is just one aspect of it. It's very important to, and I feel like a parrot at this point. I just keep repeating myself, but you have to be really mindful of like the thoughts you're consuming, the emotions you're allowing to fester, um, and you know it's all connected. From the music you listen to the media you like consume to like the reading material you like any type of entertainment, you know, anything that predominantly takes your attention, that's consumption. Anything that basically that's it. Consumption is anything that takes your attention because even when you like eat food, you know, that's taking your attention away from yourself. Anything that takes you away from yourself is consumption. So if you are mindfully like consuming good quality things, you know, it's easier for your the different bodies and systems to break it down, you know, because it's finer. There's less how do I say toxins if you're consuming something that's quality, you know, and you're doing it on a moderate level and you're not overly doing it, then you know it's easier for your bodies to break down. It's easier for your systems to process. Honestly, if you're eating something that's dense or low vibrational or like bad quality, then it's gonna like mess with your system, you know. So it doesn't just pertain to food. It pertains, like I said, to like what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're subscribing to. You know, even like environments and people that you give your attention away to, activities that you give your attention away to. You know, that's all consumption. And for me, like I'm like I don't know. I barely eat. I mostly drink water, and I barely like I've barely go out. Honestly, I normally just stay in my house or in my car, And for me, those are pretty like clean environments. There isn't too much chaos going on around me, so it's pretty calm, you know. And that's another thing, but that's another rabbit hole to go down. I feel like if you look at somebody's environment and the things that they um, participate in, that definitely can give you an idea of where they are on the energetic scale, you know, or the vibrational scale, high vibrational, low vibrational, and everything in between. Dude, my voice is so funky right now. Anyways, let's get back to the freaking subject. I always do that, right? I always like, I'm gonna talk about this, but then I like start going off into all these different tangents. So yeah, you can't heal somebody. Like the recipient has to be like receptive to the healing. It's kind of like communication, you know. You could like talk to somebody till you're blue in the face, but if they can't comprehend what you're saying, or they're not willing to listen to what you're saying, it just doesn't get through, right? It's just kind of like blocked, right? Same with healing. Um, so like, how does this occur? I feel like first of all, like the healer or the healer is basically just supporting the healing process in another person. You know, that's what it is. You're just a healer. A healer is just like supporting somebody's healing process. And for me personally, and this is just coming off the top of my head, but it takes a certain level of like being very present in the moment. You know, like both recipients, the healer and the one that wants to like be healed, need to be very present and in the moment, and they both need to be like receptive participants, and the intention needs to be there, you know. Like if this person is like doubting, or like, you know, they're like they're not open to healing, it doesn't matter how much this person does. It's like a relationship. It's like anything. Anything that's healthy, you know what I mean? You need to have like two willing participants that are receptive to each other, you know. And honestly, all the healer does is provide, I want to say, space, space, a safe space for this person to finally like let go of things that they've been holding on to for a long time, you know. So like whether it be acupuncture or acupressure, or um, even like reiki, or um, yoga, anything that requires your utmost attention and presence in the moment. That's how you that's how like healing occurs, you know. And what happens is like somebody who's probably like feeling dis-ease, you know, they come to the healer, and the healer provides a safe space, a neutral space for this person to almost like unblock and unlodge the dis-ease within themselves. So actually this person is actually like doing the healing for themselves. So all this person does is support this person's ability to heal themselves. Am I making sense? Yeah. And that's why like, not in all cases. I mean, even when you're getting a massage, you're very present. Or for me, I'm very present when I'm getting a massage, you know. So when that person is like putting pressure in, and like kind of like loosening up like blockages in my body, you know, I'm very present with the person, and I'm also like focusing on my breath. You know, I'm doing some breath work so that like I can really release the toxins in my body. But what else was I gonna say about this? There's so much I want to say, but every time I press record, I'm just like, I kind of like draw a blank or something. That's why, like, not in all cases, but this is not a well thought through thought, but when you depend on a doctor to heal you, doctors are going off of like subscribing chemicals, unnatural chemicals, or just chemicals to for you to take, and that doesn't really get to the root of the problem. That just kind of like is a band-aid. Like it temporarily relieves you, but it doesn't really solve the problem. It doesn't get to the root cause, you know. But a lot of it has to do with a change of like diet, a change of diet, period. You know, a change of the way you of the things you're consuming and the way you're consuming them. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some people need to take medication. I'm not like averse to it, but like for me, like if you maintain your vehicle on a regular basis, then you don't really have to, like, you won't have these complications. You know, if you're consistently upkeeping your system and, you know, reducing blockage in your flow, then you don't really get sick, you know? Um, but a lot of people are have been programmed to be really stubborn, you know. So if they feel pain, they're just kind of like, well, oh, it's okay, I can keep going, instead of just being like, okay, like right now I feel pain and I should probably attend to that, you know, I should probably rest. But we've been conditioned to just kind of be workaholics, you know, and just go, 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 go. And so, like, we bypass the blockages in our system or the pain or the disease until it like compounds upon itself so much so that years later, when you finally get to a point where, okay, I really can't deal with this anymore, there's a lot more that you need to work through to get to like clear that out of your system. But if you get it when it's like still really small, it's not a problem. You know, just clear it when it's like this small instead of waiting years later and it's compounded and it's like harder to like release. You know, so like for me, like let me give you a really good example. So like for me, like anytime I feel any type of blockage in my system, I like almost immediately attend to it, you know? Like one morning I woke up with a stiff neck. This is my story. I woke up with a stiff neck and I couldn't get out of bed. Like I couldn't even undress myself. I couldn't even like put my clothes on. I could barely like move, you know. I was in so much pain. And that morning I had an appointment to get a massage. And I ended up calling the place and saying, hey, like, I'm gonna have to cancel my massage because I can barely move right now. You know, I can barely like dress myself. I was in so much pain that I was even crying, you know. And the receptionist was like, well, do you want to try some acupuncture? And then I literally was like, lady, I don't think acupuncture is going to help me right now. I literally cannot move and the pain is just like out of this world. You know, I can't even barely get out of the bed, you know. And she's like, no, 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 like trust me, like just come in, get the acupuncture. And then I was thinking in my head that, you know, like if I go to this was back in the days. But I was thinking to myself, man, if I go to a doctor, all they're gonna do is subscribe like pain relief medication to me, you know, and then slap me with a bill and then tell me to go home and rest. I mean, things that I already know to do without taking the medicine. But yeah, so I was just like, you know what do I have to lose? Like, I've never tried acupuncture. I don't know anything about acupuncture, and at this point, I'm so desperate for like support aside from going to a doctor who's gonna like just give me like pain relieving medicine, that I was just like, okay, I'll go. You know, dude, I went there. I went to get my first acupuncture appointment ever, and within 15 minutes, I was able to move my neck. Like I went from like level 10 excruciating pain to like level 4 within like 15 to 20 minutes time. And after that I was sold, you know. So like I was seeing this acupuncturist, the same acupuncturist for like over a decade, and I would even go in when I didn't feel any pain just to like upkeep. And I would tell him, like, yeah, I'm here to, like, like just kind of like make sure everything's running okay. You know what I mean? And yeah, on top of that, I started doing yoga. And so I learned how to breathe. I learned how to be very present. I learned how to like release a lot of the blockages through stretching, mindful stretching, like just slow and mindful stretching along with breath work. And then I did meditation for years. Um, I took 3 silent courses doing Vipassana meditation. So that helped me to kind of like be more, yeah, I want to say again, present and very sensitive to energy. That's when I was introduced to that. And then I also got certified in Reiki. And honestly, dude, I don't tell I don't tell many people, but I was practicing Reiki on like friends and family, and remarkable, remarkable. Like I had like, for instance, this might be too much information to disclose, but I will disclose it just so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But I had a friend, and this friend had his hand was just covered in warts. Yeah, and not one wart, not 2 warts, like covered in warts. And I remember I was just like, hey, let me try and do some Reiki on you. And I did the Reiki on my friend, and his hand cleared up. Literally the next day, it was cleared up. It was cleared up. And he had had this problem for months. Months. And nothing was remedying it. And like I said, I did some Reiki on his hand, and the next day the warts were gone. No joke. It almost seems miraculous, right? But I had to kind of step away from Reiki just because as an empath, I was absorbing people's energies, and I was taking on their pain and kind of like getting sick. And then when I went back to the person who had certified me, she was baffled. She was like, I don't understand. I've never had anybody tell me that this has happened to me before. And she kind of made me feel unsupported and like I was crazy. And she never really helped me through that. So I stepped away from it because obviously I was afraid because I couldn't understand what was happening. And then when I went to the teacher that certified me, she couldn't give me answers either. So I was kind of like, well, I'm not gonna like continue like working with this modality of healing if I don't understand completely what's happening. You know what I mean? But yeah, down to like creating electrical charges in my body and like transferring it to the person that was sleeping next to me. Yeah, it was very interesting. Like I remember I was like lying in bed, and there was somebody next to me, and I was meditating, and the person next to me just jumped up, and they're like, "Are you meditating right now?" And I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Dude, you just sent like electrical shock waves through my body," and I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "That wasn't my intention. I'm so sorry," you know. But yeah, um, I've also like, I don't know, I've encountered my fair share of people where like these are people that normally don't cry will start like crying, like bawling, like all this pent up emotion that they were holding inside, they would just start like pouring it out in front of me, and I would create the space for them to feel safe to do that. So yeah, I just feel like the healer is just there for support. They're there to like almost like help the recipient tune themselves in such a way where they allow themselves to be healed, because we all have that capacity to heal ourselves. Honestly, yeah. And then I think healers just, like I said, provide the support. Anyways, this video is running on so long. I'm going to stop it. Um, if you learned anything cool, if you didn't, that's cool too. I'm sorry if I was all over the place or if I don't make sense at all. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section because I feel like I've missed points that I wanted to touch upon but can't think of right now in the moment. Anyways, blessings to one and all. Amen.